Good Tesla stock news continues. I'll go through everything, starting with technically very bullish if this move can hold. Just like I predicted, those that believe in stock astrology take this very seriously. And with the stock finishing 6.5% higher yesterday, technically the downtrend has been finally fully broken. It's stock astrology, of course, so don't take it too seriously, but some people really do, and they bought Tesla stock, including some people on Wall Street, by the way. Now, overall, the sentiment seems to have seriously shifted. Tom Nash is predicting that Tesla stock will hit $400 per share a lot sooner than people think. Many of you also will hope that this is the final riddance to the 100s for Tesla stock. I would love to buy more under $200. I bought quite a bit under 200 while people were panicking and saying, I'm making a mistake. Check this out. This is actually more bullish than it first appears. A Tesla Model Y has been included in a local government car purchasing catalog in China. This is quite incredible considering that government parks in China have previously banned Tesla vehicles due to security concerns, but now the government is telling itself, hey, look, we can actually buy them now. Of course, this will help with Tesla sales in China a little bit, but the thing that I'm more excited about is the government is allowing this, which means that FSD being deployed in China, that's more likely to happen knowing this. So this is pretty big news. By the way, this is a new channel. Later videos on here will be political, so subscribe if you don't want to miss these. And all the Tesla videos will be back on the Tesla channel. This is just temporary to get some momentum. Tesla has introduced a military purchase program for members of the military and their spouses to get a $1,000 discount. You can apply to any Tesla vehicle. Made in America for those who served is the tagline. Electric writes that many Americans don't even know that Tesla is an American automaker. But not only is Tesla an American company, consistently Tesla's vehicles top the list of most American-made cars. Tesla should really promote that a lot more. And it sort of is, actually. Take a look. This is a new email from Tesla. Most American for a reason. Tesla writes, Model Y isn't just American-made, it's the #1 most American-made car you can drive. However, people that are on Tesla's email list already probably purchased a Tesla or have seriously considered doing so. It would be nice to reach people that did not really consider Tesla seriously earlier. Anyway, I like this campaign. Tesla is also doing more discounts. It has been doing extremely well in South Korea. We are seeing a new discount of $2,170. So sales likely are going to continue being high. And Tesla just officially released this Quicksilver color for Model 3. You can get it in China or basically any country where you can get Model 3s from Giga Shanghai, so probably in Canada too. In the US for now though, you're only getting Stealth Gray, and at least for now Canada is the same. There's no silver option. You have to choose between white or the Stealth Gray. Oh, look at this. Nancy Pelosi, who's an important political figure in the US, sold 2,500 shares of Tesla stock last week at under $185, worth $450,000 at the time. It's very unlike her to do this. She's buying Nvidia. Does she know about some sort of regulation that will be applied to Tesla that will negatively affect Tesla? It's something to think about. Or maybe she really just thinks that Nvidia is going to do better than Tesla stock. Gary Black every day has been sounding more and more bullish about Tesla stock. In Q3, Tesla should be able to beat Q3 deliveries of the previous year, which were at 435,000, reversing the two-quarter downtrend. Many growth portfolio managers look at acceleration and deceleration as well as changes in direction. Clearly, Q3 could mark a change in direction, especially if followed by an announcement of a cheaper Tesla vehicle. So Gary is still not talking about Tesla's energy business, not even an acknowledgement. I wonder if Gary Black is buying Tesla stock right now. He didn't respond to this though. And look at this, Gary just posted this yesterday and there's no price target. Usually he adds a price target at the end. Nothing here. Just like there's not even a single mention of Tesla's energy business. He just updated it today, and now he did add the energy business. Energy profits could 10x by 2030, he says. I agree that the Fed is likely to start cutting rates in 2024. Looking at this interest rate prediction tool, this could likely happen in September. There is a 66% chance it gets cut by a little bit, and a smaller chance it gets cut more than just a little bit. And by the end of the year, there's only a 5.2% chance that the rate stays exactly where it is right now. When the rates finally are cut in the US, that should of course be bullish for Tesla stock. Gary Black still thinks that higher FSD take rates are very likely, and that there is a good chance of a licensing deal happening. And check this out, number 7, likely first to market with unsupervised generalized robotaxi. Seems like there's something changing with Gary's projections and model. He didn't really consider that bullish before. He's concerned about the judge not ratifying the compensation plan, and he points out that Tesla's price to earnings ratio right now is the highest it has been in the last 2 years. Larry Goldberg, though, is not really concerned about the Delaware case, because even if she gives us more trouble, she will now be very likely overturned on appeal. Delaware law and precedent is highly respectful of ex post ratification. And then even if the appeal fails, Tesla will now be in Texas. We can have another vote if we need to. But I think Gary definitely has a point here. Don't underestimate the disdain that the judge has for Elon and the Tesla board. This should be a no-brainer for the Delaware Supreme Court to overturn, but she has proven herself a skillful and hardworking chancellor, and for that reason, the process remains a risk to Tesla stock near term. The key word here is near term. In the long run, because we are moving to Texas already, I don't really see a risk in the long run. McCormick and Lasser, the two judges, and their mentor Charles Elson, law professor at the University of Delaware, attempted to influence the Delaware Congress against passing legislation to overcome a Lasser decision that had overturned long-established Delaware precedent. The Delaware Congress reacted by overwhelmingly passing the bill 34-7 in a stinging rebuke to these activists. So in theory at least, although we will find out what actually happens, McCormick will likely now be cautious about trying to overturn precedent, and precedent is very strong in this case. In any event, whatever she does now, I don't think it's something for us to seriously worry about anymore. In the short term though, certainly she could create quite a bit of trouble for us and be quite annoying. Here's some more good news. Farzad predicted 435,000 deliveries, which basically beat everyone pretty much in the retail Tesla stock community this quarter. So Farzad has some credibility predicting deliveries now. And with the earnings, he's predicting quite nice numbers. Check this out. EPS gap diluted is at 82 cents per share. Net income is at almost $3 billion. However, we know that James is the most accurate analyst when it comes to predicting EPS. This is based on the previous 6 quarters. He's quite a bit better than Wall Street. Unfortunately, Farzad is very far from James. Farzad is projecting that the margins will improve quite a bit. And here is his full forecast. I think very few took Farzad seriously with his delivery prediction, and right now maybe these people are not as judgmental about his EPS prediction. In the meantime, check out what Wall Street is expecting. An average estimate right now sits at 55 cents per share. The lowest estimate is 38 cents, and the high estimate is 81 cents. So Farzad has an estimate that is higher than the high estimate from Wall Street. So if Farzad is right, that will probably be quite bullish for Tesla stock. Barclays' Dan Levy anticipates that there's still the risk of further price cuts ahead, and there are still further questions on fundamentals. We are still facing somewhat of an EV winner on demand. His price target right now for Tesla stock is at $180. But for Dan Ives, this is a major turning point. The key for Tesla stock is the street recognizing that Tesla is the most undervalued AI play in the market. Mojo is back for Elon Musk, he added. Indeed, that's true. Elon just said earlier that anyone holding a short position will be obliterated, even Gates. That was a response to Omar, which contained words like balls and sucking, and then that post actually made it on the Fortune magazine. Well, a big shout out has to go to Omar. Well done. That's a pretty big accomplishment right there. Usually when Tesla stock goes down, Elon Musk gets all the blame. When Tesla stock goes up, he gets a little bit credit. Sometimes he gets quite a bit. This time, I don't think Elon Musk is getting enough credit. So I think Sawyer's response here is appropriate. This is all Elon's fault. And I think Omar has a point here. This wouldn't be happening if we didn't get a yes vote. So thank you to all who voted in favor of Elon Musk and Tesla. And a big FU goes to all these attorneys who want $5 billion. I almost never mention this account because sometimes it's just so ridiculous. But when it comes to Tesla Bears on X, he is one of the most well-known accounts, and he just increased, he says, his Tesla short position by 70%. I mean, we all make mistakes, but shorting Tesla stock is just dumb on so many levels. You can get lucky once or twice, but in the long term, it's a terrible idea. Whoa, Cathie Wood is getting some serious criticism here. Cathie Wood's ARK Invest is ranked as the #1 wealth-destroying fund family over the last decade, wiping out more than $14 billion of capital, more than double the #2 ranked wealth-destroying fund family. Okay, but this is not really a fair comparison. Look at this one, for example. Right here, Advisor Shares, estimated wealth destroyed 2.2 billion. Size, it's only 1 billion. So, I mean, if you lost like 70%, that's really bad. But if you just lost a relatively small percentage of a large amount, it's not as bad. Of course, it's still bad, but it's not as bad. Look at Barclays, for example, right here, -3 billion, and they have, their size is 1.3 billion. Well, that's really bad. Also, her strategy is quite cyclical. And since the fund was started, she didn't lose money. She actually made money. And when it comes to institutions, no one was closer to being right than Cathie Wood about Tesla stock. So I personally don't pay attention to what Cathie Wood says about other companies, but Tesla stock, yeah, she has been right. And a shot has been fired here. Historically, Cathie Wood's price targets have been more accurate than yours, replies Omar to James. Everyone has weaknesses and strengths. Cathie Wood's strength is analyzing Tesla other stocks. Well, that's a bit different, but happy 4th of July to all of my American viewers. Stephen Mark Ryan has a prediction. Watch it happen. Increasing our Tesla stock price target because the stock went up and others are increasing their price targets. No changes to our valuation model, if we even have one. No changes to our assumptions. No new information, but the stock went higher. I think there's some truth to it, but the energy business, I think, has been a major surprise to many. Stephen further clarifies his position. Just kidding, I have the utmost respect for the extremely courageous Wall Street analyst who never chases the stock, doesn't follow their peers, thinks independently, and anticipates future value before it is realized. Some of these price targets, though, are sort of self-fulfilling prophecies, because when one analyst increases his price target, if others follow, that sort of changes the sentiment a little bit, making people want to buy the stock. And certainly we have seen when Morgan Stanley increases Tesla stock price target, the stock just jumps. And because the stock jumps, sometimes that forces other people to increase their price targets, making the stock jump further. It doesn't always happen, of course, but there's definitely a push for the stock to go higher when analysts increase their price targets, if it's not just one or two analysts. The UK reported Tesla sales for June, and it's 6,700, so the UK wasn't a big surprise. We are now getting reports from Chile. They reported a massive number of 174. It's a new market for Tesla. There are still some markets that Tesla can enter. They will increase Tesla's volume, but it's not going to be very drastic. Anyway, it's interesting to watch all of the bullishness from everyone right now, but every analyst's model of Tesla will be shattered into a million pieces when they realize that Tesla's future earnings growth won't just be a function of how many cars they produce. I'm looking forward to Tesla licensing FSD for the first time. That is likely to be a big rally. This is good news. German environmental authorities have finally approved Tesla's expansion plans for its Giga Berlin factory. This took quite a while. And it's now official. For the first time ever, the Tesla Cybertruck was the #1 best-selling electric pickup truck in America in Q2, outselling the Ford F-150 Lightning. Ford only sold 7,900 though. Tesla is running another promotion beginning today. All customers who take delivery of a Tesla Model 3, Y, S, or X by August 15th will receive 3 months of free supercharging. This is in the US and Canada only, and you have to take delivery by August 15th. Interesting how they are setting these deadlines before the end of the quarter, so this is likely going to be extended until the end of the quarter. James thinks that Tesla is trying to put out the reintroduction of the 1% financing on the 3 and Y for as long as possible. James believes that demand increased a lot starting in May, but I think that was mostly because of the financing offer. It was new and pulled a lot of sales forward, so he believes that promotion will come back. Remember that vehicle that was spotted with modified camera position? Well, this vehicle has been spotted being tested again. This is likely, very likely, is connected to the robotaxi unveil, because look at where the cameras are. The camera is right here. Omar has been posting so many no interventions drives. I'm so jealous of this latest build. I still don't have it. I usually have a safety related intervention maybe once every hour driving in the city. But it doesn't seem like that should be the case with this newer version. Maybe it's not as comfortable in some situations, but overall it should be safer. With this sentiment shift, I think people are paying a bit more attention to what Elon Musk has said before and putting more weight on it. So this is just a gentle reminder. Elon said in April, "We have updated our future vehicle lineup to accelerate the launch of new models. We expect it to be more like the early 2025, if not late this year." So now we are in July and we will see leaks of prototypes several months before the vehicle launch. It's virtually impossible to do road testing without someone somewhere taking a picture. So this suggests that we are at most a few months away from leaks of the new model. It will be interesting to hear more about this on the upcoming earnings call. But in a way, wouldn't this already sort of be like a new model given that camera placement? I mean, Tesla is being smart how it's testing this new model here. Check this out. Shaquille O'Neal has a Cybertruck now, so that's good for Tesla. A lot of celebrities bought Cybertrucks. Here's another celebrity with another Cybertruck. There's this big conference happening right now in China, and Tesla put the second generation Optimus on display, and Elon Musk was supposed to speak at the conference during the opening, but I couldn't find anything. I don't think he actually spoke at the conference. He wasn't supposed to be there in person though, just a video call basically. This is the same conference, by the way, during which Elon Musk met Jack Ma. Elon probably lost a lot of respect for Jack Ma that day. This was years ago, by the way. We know that Tesla prefers importing Giga Shanghai vehicles into Canada, but this could be changing now. Canada just launched a 30-day consultation on potential tariffs. The consultation document does not specify the exact tariff rates under consideration, but seeks input on appropriate levels for various vehicle classes. The focus is on finished vehicles rather than components like batteries, suggesting a targeted approach to addressing the perceived unfair competition. And currently in Canada, you get some pretty good EV incentives, but likely these incentives are going to be excluded going forward if the EV is made in China. Oh, and they are even going to potentially restrict Chinese investments in Canadian EV manufacturing facilities. We should find out what the Canadians are going to do roughly on August 1st. Oh, General Motors will pay a $145 million penalty after a federal investigation found excess emissions from about 6 million GM vehicles, a U.S. regulatory agency said just now. Government Motors times a major U.S. holiday eve to release this. GM will also forfeit greenhouse gas credits worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So they will need to buy these credits from someone. That someone definitely not being Tesla, right? Also, the 2024 Chevy Silverado EV lease price costs more than 2 Rivian trucks. Whoa. LG plans to complete a pilot production line for its dry coating process in Q4 and start full-scale production in 2028. It's the first time LG has disclosed a timeline for commercializing the technology. Kim estimates the dry method can lower battery manufacturing costs by between 17 and 30%. So if Tesla can actually figure it out first, that will give it a major advantage. So I'm reading the full article, and they started working on this dry battery technology 10 years ago. So they started 10 years ago and they don't even have a production line yet. Tesla, of course, has a production line. There are issues, of course, with it, but if Tesla can figure it out, this will be really bullish. Fisker is selling remaining Ocean SUVs for as little as $2,500 per vehicle? That's crazy. A New York leasing firm has agreed to buy the entire remaining inventory of 3,231 Fisker Oceans for a total topping $46 million. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Just keep in mind this is a new channel which will later be political. All the Tesla videos will be back on a Tesla channel, so don't worry if you don't want to see anything political. You won't need to. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters, and I will see you in the next video. By joining Patreon, you will have access to all of my exclusive videos on Patreon, as well as how much I am willing to pay for each Tesla share between 2024 and 2033. If you join the investor tier, you will also have access to my valuation model, where you will see all of my assumptions, including deliveries, the energy business, Tesla's future businesses like FSD, and of course much more. And then if you want to easily download that and put in your own numbers, then this third tier is for you. To all of my Patreon supporters, thank you so much. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet as well. It's really important to like the videos because that makes it less likely that the channel will be shadow banned later, like my other big channel got shadow banned before from about 50% of my regular viewers. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.